If you're a fan of this Argentina football team, you must be having a terrible time in life right now. What's up, Rich Quarter? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dominic Rich, and I'm here to give my thoughts, my match reviews on the second round of fixtures from Group B of the 2019 Copa America. We saw Qatar and Colombia take on each other today. Colombia won the game 1-0, courtesy of a late header by Duvan Zapata, who is having a great year. He did for Atalanta, now for the national team. I also want to talk about Argentina's grand meltdown. After losing 2-0 to Colombia in their first match, they now draw to Paraguay 1-1, a team they have beaten on so many occasions. What's going on with this Argentina team? That and more coming up, so stay tuned. So let's talk about the Colombia versus Qatar fixture first. Let's leave the best for last. Colombia 1, Qatar 0. The 2022 World Cup hosts invited to the Copa America to warm up for the grand event. They will be back for Copa America 2020 as well. And so far, the boys from Qatar has represented the nation very well. Qatar in itself has represented AFC very well. After picking up a come from behind 2-2 draw versus Paraguay, they did put on a very good showing versus this really good Colombian team who smashed Argentina 2-0 in the first game. Some people might say 2-0 win is not smash, but when you're beating Argentina, yeah, that is smash. A team who you didn't beat for like 12 years or so, that is smash. So Colombia with that win goes on top the table, and they will without a doubt top Group B. So Colombia have booked themselves a place in the quarterfinals, being the first team to do so. So congratulations to Los Cafeteros, man. They have been awesome so far at the tournament. As you guys should know, I like to keep things very honest. While this game was playing, I was at work, but I was listening through my headphones. It was 0-0 at halftime. It was mostly Colombia on the front foot, Qatar soaking up the pressure, defending very well. A lot of times I realize that you don't really have to be watching the game all the time to know what's going on. When you listen to it, it's like you visualize everything, especially if there's not many goals and not a lot of drama in the game. So yes. So the second half I did, however, catch. I did, however, get to watch. I followed the entire game, but I watched the second half, and it was exciting. It was really exciting. Colombia were the better team for the majority of the game. Qatar did venture forward and tested Ospina on a few occasions, but the Colombians were good. All in all, they were good. They were good defensively, good in the midfield, and up top they threatened without breaching Al-Sheeb. The aforementioned Al-Sheeb had to pull off a few big saves in the game, and I was like, damn, Qatar are actually gonna pull off 2 draws in the opening matches of this 2019 Copa America. But no, the unrelenting pressure from Colombia and the brilliance of James Rodriguez linking up with the hunger of Duvan Zapata give Colombia a 1-0 win. It was a brilliant outside the foot pass by James, and Zapata got on the end of it, headed it past Al-Sheeb. Remember, Duvan Zapata came on versus Argentina and scored a brilliant goal assisted by Jefferson Lerma. 2-2 for Duvan Zapata. Remember, he did not start the first game, and he started in place of Falcao. I think that was a brilliant move by Carlos Queiroz, showing his genius here. Really showing his genius. If you're wondering who played this game, for Carlos Queiroz and Colombia, he started with a 4-3-3 formation. We had Ospina in goal, Medina, Mina, Sanchez, and Tecillo at the back. Ahead of them, we had Juan Cuadrado, Vilmar Barrios, and Uribe. Up top, we had Roger Martinez, who started this game, Duvan Zapata, who started in place of Falcao, and James Rodriguez, their superstar. I really like that James is having a very good tournament, because he is going through torrid times with his club team, Real Madrid. He went to Bayern Munich, had a good time there, but they did not want to hold on to him. I don't know what it is with James Rodriguez at the club level, but for the national team, the man is very good. almost every single time. I really hope he find a good club to settle at though. I really hope so. Real Madrid might change their mind on James. He is quality. He is definitely a quality player. Off the bench, we had Diaz, Falcao, and Santiago Arias. For Felix Sanchez, he chose to play a 3-5-1-1 formation. That's kind of weird, right? We had Al-Shib in goal, El Rawi, Kuki, and Salman at the back. The five in the middle, Roro, Alheidos, Madibo, Hatem, and Hassan. Ahead of them, we had Akram Afif and Almoez Ali. Almoez Ali was not so effective in the match. Very, very rare thing to say because he is mostly involved in Qatar's goals. But Qatar lost the game. The Asian champions weren't able to come from behind once again. The Colombians proved to be too much for them. Colombia having a great tournament. One of my favorite teams to win it as well. I have Colombia making it to the semifinals, but not eventually winning it. But if you ask me, they look one of the best teams right now at the tournament. As for stats in this game, Colombia had 19 shots at goal with 5 on target. They had 69% of the possession, 563 passes with an 84% pass completion. They committed 9 fouls. For Qatar, they had 7 shots at goal, 2 on target, 31% of the possession, 272 passes with a 72% pass completion. They made 7 fouls. So Qatar were on the back foot for the majority of the game. They soaked up pressure very well, and it was very, very heartbreaking when Duvan Zapata scored that goal because I was thinking that Qatar could pull off another draw. But kudos to the Colombians. They have been one of the better teams at the tournament so far. For Colombia, their final group match will be versus Paraguay on Sunday, June the 23rd. We might see Colombia rotate their 11 to give players a look in, since they already topped the group, or who knows? They might just want to stamp their authority and get 9 points. Not saying they can't get 9 points if they rotate their team. But then, I think they don't want to take their foot off the gas right now. As for Qatar, they face Argentina on the exact same day. And that will be one important fixture because Qatar could potentially knock Argentina out of the tournament. They could potentially knock Argentina out of the tournament. Argentina has been one of the worst teams at the tournament so far. The standings for Group B reads as follows. After 2 rounds, Colombia 6 points, already topping the group, already through to the quarterfinals. Paraguay second with 2 points, 2 draws and 2. Qatar third, 1 point with a better goal difference than Argentina, and Argentina at the bottom with 1 point. It's sickening. It is sickening what's going on with this Argentina team right now as we segue into the Argentina versus Paraguay match. 1-1. What a result for Paraguay. That's a big result for Paraguay, but I think they should have went for the win. I think they should have went for the win because the final game versus Colombia isn't going to be easy. And they can find themselves stuck on 2 points or even 3 points, missing out on top 2, but still in the running for one of the best third place teams. This group is in a tricky situation right now. Colombia already topping the group. Who will go through? Remember, 2 possible teams could go through. Second is guaranteed to go through. Guys, right now it's hard to tell because Qatar has been playing very, very well, and they could pick up a draw versus Argentina, which would knock Argentina out of the tournament, put Qatar in the running for second place or to be one of the best third place teams. If Paraguay lose versus Colombia, like they lose badly, and Qatar pick up a draw, then Qatar will be second in the group, Paraguay third. But they will only be third with 2 points. They might not be one of the best third place teams. Right now, guys, I just have a sneaky feeling. I have a sneaky feeling that Argentina are gonna pull it off, go through to the second round, second in the group, and they will meet the second place team from Group A. That might end up being Peru, or it can be Brazil, or it could even be Venezuela. And if they face Peru or Venezuela, then they have a possible route to the semifinal. It's crazy. They haven't been playing good, but they have a clear path to the semi-final. If they place third, they will have to play the first place team in Group A, and that could be Brazil. That could be Brazil. And saying that, let me take a quick glimpse at the bracket to make sure I'm correct. Winner of Group A play third in B or C. The winner in Group C plays third in A or B. So they could face one of Brazil or Uruguay in the quarterfinals, and that will not be easy fixtures for Argentina, but they could also pull themselves together and pull through. We never know what's going to happen. But guys, let's talk about this Argentina versus Paraguay fixture, man. Let's talk about this. Paraguay versus Argentina. This is the 107th meeting between these two teams, with Argentina winning 58, Paraguay winning 16, and 33 games ending in draws, including the one today. Fun fact for you guys, Paraguay has failed to defeat Argentina in 25 previous Copa America meetings, and we could also add today's fixture to the list. This was also the clash of two Argentinian managers in Eduardo Berizzo and Lionel Scaloni. As for lineups, both managers made a lot of changes to their first round 11s. For Argentina, Lionel Scaloni made 4 changes. We had Franco Armani in goal, Casco Petzela, Nicolas Otamendi, and Nicolas Tagliafico at the back. We had Roberto Pereiro coming in the game, Leandro Paredes, Giovanni Lo Celso, and Rodrigo De Paul also starting. Up top, we had Lautaro Martinez in place of Sergio Aguero alongside Lionel Messi. We had Suarez, Di Maria, and Aguero coming off the bench. Still no Paulo Dybala at the 2019 Copa America. What a mystery. As for Eduardo Berizzo and Paraguay, he chose to play a 4-4-1 formation. He made 6 changes to the draw versus Qatar. Like, wow, right? 6. They didn't play too badly, but I guess he thought that they did, and he wanted to make a few changes. Well, several changes. For this 11, he chose Fernandez in goal, Pires, Gomez, Alonso, and Alzamendia at the back. Ahead of them, we had Derlis Gonzalez, Richard Sanchez, the 2 Rojas, Miguel Almiron, and Santander coming in for Cardozo. Off the bench, we had Escobar, Ortiz, and Romero. For the first 30 minutes of the game, Argentina looked the team in charge. They attacked relentlessly, but Paraguay was equal to the task. The first good chance of the game fell to Paraguay when Derlis Gonzalez gave Argentina a scare. And it's fair to say at that point, it was Paraguay's best moment of the game. Argentina began to threaten and got a free kick just outside the box in Lionel Messi territory, but he wasted it. It was a horrible free kick. And around the 37th minute mark, Paraguay struck. It was the Newcastle man Miguel Almiron tormenting opponents on the left flank. With a burst of pace, he ran past the Argentinian players, got across in, and the ball fell nicely to Richard Sanchez, who put it past Armani to make it 1-0 to Paraguay. The Argentinian defenders were caught ball watching. They were out of shape. They looked horrible. It was just terrible defending altogether. After taking the lead, Paraguay began to enjoy a healthy spell of possession after a lengthy period on the back foot. Just before the halftime break, there was an incident by the Argentinian goalkeeper Franco Armani. When he came out for the ball, he tried to control it, and he almost made a mess of it. And in the process, he fouled Derlis Gonzalez and picked up a yellow card. Paraguay went into the halftime break 1-0 up. And at that time, I was saying, oh man, it seems like Argentina are gonna lose this game today. I was tweeting out all kinds of tweets about what if Argentina lose the game and all that stuff, and you know, a lot of things were going through my head, and I bet a lot of things were going through your head as well. Coming back from the second half being 1-0 down, Argentina were in serious trouble and they needed to do something. First, Lionel Scaloni chose to bring on Sergio Aguero for Roberto Pereira, and that was a very positive move because Argentina started the second half very well. They were on the front foot. In the 51st minute, Argentina got behind the Paraguayan defense and Lautaro Martinez shot struck the arm of the Paraguayan player, hit the bar, went out for a corner. Well, at that time, we thought that's what happened. But VAR review was called upon, and it was deemed that the player handed the ball. We didn't even know that. We did not even know what's going on. And the thing what I don't like about this VAR thing in the Copa America, we don't get to see what's happened. We don't get to see what they are reviewing. So in the moment, we are lost. We don't know what's going on, and I really don't like that. Even though I trust the judgment of the officials, I still don't like it. So after going to the screen and corresponding with his fellow officials, the referee pointed to the spot, up stepped Lionel Messi, and he put it past Fernandez. 1-1 equalizer. Argentina back in the game. And at that time, Argentina was building up some momentum, and I was like, they're gonna pull it off. I think they're gonna pull it off. But disaster struck at the other end when Nicolas Otamendi foolishly took down Derlis Gonzalez in the box. The referee pointed straight to the spot, didn't even need to use VAR. But Franco Armani had to come up big when Derlis Gonzalez stepped up and he hit it to his right, and it was saved. Otamendi must have been a relieved man. The entire Argentina 11 must have been relieved men because they were still in the game. So we could all agree that Paraguay did not take their chances. They weren't clinical enough. When you're playing teams like Argentina, who you have never ever beaten in the Copa America, you have to take chances like this. And I'm beginning to question whether or not Derlis Gonzalez should have taken that penalty when there was Santander, the striker, on the field. Not because you get taken down, you gotta take it. Put the best man to take the damn penalty. Around the 65th minute, Lautaro Martinez had an open header, but he put it wide. And then the most stupidest thing happened in the game. Lionel Scaloni and his team chose to take off Lautaro Martinez when Argentina were building up a head of steam, when they had momentum in the game, and they brought on Di Maria, who was a ghost in the match versus Colombia. They brought on Di Maria and everything just slowed down. Argentina's momentum regressed. They were no longer in the game. They were no longer in the game. It just killed the entire game for Argentina. And to make matters worse, they took off Rodrigo de Paul and brought on Suarez. Same like they brought on the Suarez guy in the first match, they did so again. No Paulo Dybala. Like, I really don't understand. Why are you gonna bring him to the tournament like you did at the World Cup and hardly use the young man? It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable, and it is foolish, stupid management by Argentina. It is dumb. It is dumb. The game had like 7 minutes of extra time, and they still could not muster up any really good chances to beat Paraguay. It's amazing. It's amazing. Lionel Messi, I don't think, had the greatest of games. He didn't have the greatest of games. This has to be one of the worst Argentina teams I have ever seen. It has to be. They weren't great at the World Cup. After that, they weren't as well. Before the World Cup, during qualifiers, they were rubbish. And now again in the Copa America, they're even worse. Basura. Basura. That's how Argentina are playing right now. Lionel Scaloni will be sacked after this tournament regardless of what they do. I don't think Argentina are winning this thing. If they're playing like this against Paraguay, not gonna say Colombia, but against Paraguay, Colombia too, a team they should beat, you think they're gonna stack up well versus Brazil and Uruguay? I don't think so. I really don't think so. But then again, you never know. You never ever know. Remember, Argentina made it to the finals of the last two Copa Americas. And they could do it again. They could do it again without being impressive. We could be here talking shit about Argentina, but they could pull it off without being overly impressive. In terms of stats, Argentina had 7 shots at goal with 2 on target, 56% of the possession, 474 passes with an 81% pass completion, 20 fouls. It was a very physical match. Paraguay had 10 shots at goal, 3 on target, 44% possession, 380 passes with a 78% pass completion. They committed 19 fouls. So as I said, the game was very cagey. It was very physical. It was very feisty. And you have to commend Paraguay for this performance. Pulling off a draw versus Argentina is a very, very good result. But what's next for Argentina? What's next for Paraguay? Paraguay, they play their most difficult group match, in my opinion, versus Colombia in the final group game. And I think that Paraguay are going to lose. I'm going to just make the prediction right now. Paraguay are going to lose against Colombia. Unless Colombia heavily rotate their team. But I think Colombia's team is deep and they could defeat Paraguay regardless. As for the Argentina versus Qatar game, I have a feeling Qatar gonna pull off a draw versus Argentina. I just have a sneaky feeling. And I have a feeling Qatar gonna sneak into the quarterfinals despite me not predicting them to do so. They have represented well. They have given a really good account for themselves at this tournament, coming into it as Asian champions. So guys, I want to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. These are mine, and if you're new around here, consider hitting the subscribe button. Give the video a big fat thumbs up, and in the comment section down below, let me know if you think Argentina will make it out the group or not, as second or as third. So guys, I'm your boy Dominic Rich, and until next time, I like to say peace out. Rich Squad. It was just horrible selection in the game. Like, horrible. Like, why not start Sergio Aguero? Like, they need to make some changes. They need to make some changes, but you have to make the changes in the right place, and you have to choose your substitutes properly. Come on. It's frustrating to watch this team, man. Lionel Messi ain't gonna win nothing with Argentina. Unless he proves us all wrong. But, yeah, man, it's ridiculous.